Hi everyone, welcome back. This is going to be my Eligible review. Eligible is basically a fan fiction of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, and it's part of the Jane Austen project by the Borough Press, which is the Borough, Catherine the Borough, love it. And I believe this is the fourth of Austen's 6 novels to be adapted into modern times by a contemporary author. I have read a lot of fan fiction in my time, especially Pride and Prejudice fan fiction. And I believe I got quite good at separating the good ones from the bad. I went into Eligible with a bit of distrust for 2 reasons. First of all, because people have been writing fan fiction for years, decades, maybe even centuries, because that's how a lot of famous authors started writing, by doing their versions of famous stories. That's how Jane Austen started. So obviously I would kind of doubt the project that intends to do that and charge money for it, because I've been reading fan fiction online for free for years. The second reason why I was a bit dubious about this is that I read Alexander McCall Smith's Emma and I didn't like it. And I do like Alexander McCall Smith. I didn't like his Emma. I didn't like how I didn't think he captured Emma's world as it was supposed to be. I don't expect the story to be exactly the same. I do expect changes, and I do expect the characters even to be updated. Like, I don't know, Clueless, for example. It's not exactly the same thing, but it's still Emma. That doesn't happen in Alexander McCall Smith's novel. So it was in this state of mind that I got to Eligible. I'd heard Eligible was actually pretty funny and entertaining, but I wasn't expecting anything from it. I was just expecting a Pride and Prejudice fan fiction, and probably not a great one, to be honest. It's fair to say I went into this with really low expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised, because it is a really enjoyable read. I think the author did a good job in updating a 200-year-old story. It is very, very contemporary. It brings diversity to Jane Austen. We have a transgender character, we have a black character that never happens in Jane Austen. We have reality TV stars, because in this, Eligible is actually the name of the TV show Bingley was part of before he met the Bennets. And Eligible is kind of like The Bachelor in America. I think all the updates are very true to Austen, even if they change her story a little bit, or quite a lot actually. I think the characters are also Austen's characters, but they do have a touch of new, they do have a touch of Sittenfeld, because they have to, because she is the one writing it. In this, Liz is a journalist who lives in New York and is back home to take care of Mr. Bennet, who's just back from hospital. Jane is also home to help take care of her dad, because Kitty, Lydia and Mary, even though they live at home, they actually don't do anything to help with the household or anything whatsoever. Darcy is a neurosurgeon and he actually lives in their town, but he is still as arrogant, as aloof as Darcy, as dashing as always. I really love the update in all the characters' ages. So the younger sisters are in their early 20s as opposed to their late teens, and Lizzie and Jane are in their late 30s, which I really like. I think it makes more sense, especially today, because I don't think 22-year-old women are that worried about getting married these days. Well, I hope not. All the updates are very interesting. My 2 favorite ones are the fact that there is a reality TV show in it, which is so contemporary. It's so part of our lives these days. But also, what I really loved about it is the inclusion of diverse characters, and that never happens in Austen. But when you're retelling the story in 2016, there is no reason not to include people of all colors and genders and sexualities and everything. So yeah. I also love that Lady Catherine de Bourgh is not the horrible person she is in the original novel. In this, she is a big voice for second wave feminism, and Liz is going to interview her, so that's how they meet, that's how we have their interaction, and she's lovely. She is just a badass feminist. I love it. It's just ticking all the boxes. So yeah, I love the diversity. I love how contemporary it is overall, because there's so many aspects of it that are relatable to modern day readers. But most of all, I had a lot of fun reading this, and I do recommend it if you like Jane Austen, and if you want to read a bit more of her characters. I think this is a brilliant way to do it, because this book's actually quite good. There are a lot of other places online where you can find Pride and Prejudice fan fiction. You can find fan fiction of all her other novels. You can find fan fiction of anything these days. But if you don't know where to start, I highly recommend this one. And even if you don't want fan fiction, but you want a good enjoyable read. Let me know in the comments down below if you have read Eligible or if you have any intention of doing so. I love fan fiction and I could talk about it for ages. Maybe I should even do a video on it. But let me know if you like it too. And which ones are your favorite? What type of fan fiction do you read or used to read? I haven't been reading a lot of fan fiction lately, but I'm always game for a good one. See you next time, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!